Hello, everyone. I am so fidgety today, but that's all right. I feel like I just can't get comfy in my seat.
That's why I stood up.
I know I need to get one of those sit-down desks. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Tuesday. We've made it to Tuesday.
Jasmine kept acting like it was Monday.
I did all day today. I was like, oh, tomorrow when we do Rising, tomorrow when we do Rising. And Jenny's like, I think there's this moment of like, Jasmine, that you know it's today, right? Like, you're going to be there.
Well, no, every time it was like, wait, is it tomorrow? What have I done today? Because I'm like one of those people who I don't know what's happening tomorrow until I go to bed tonight and I look at my phone and go, where do I have to be in the morning? And then what's after that? And then like that's as far as I go.
Today was Tuesday, all day long. So we
Oh,
got to today was the first rising of May. So, of course, after the session, if you're brand new here, after the session, Jenny and I talk about things that popped up in our sessions this week and what happened in Rising, which is our online healing program that meets on Tuesdays. So, we just finished with that every Tuesday when we do after the session. We're just finishing with Rising, and then we're coming on and we're going to share some wisdom, or I mean, I don't know. You decide if it's wisdom or not about what is happening in our topic. At the first of the month, we transition to a different type of energy, a different type of guidance. And this month is all about kind of guided by Pleiadians and this idea of channeling energy. So we figured, what better way to start after the session, to start the month of May, than to talking about channeling? Like, what does that even mean? What does channeling even mean?
yeah. And there's a huge stigma around it. Coming from a religious place, that was like a big no-no. Unless you had a certain authority bestowed upon you, that was like, nope, not allowed.
Hmm.
And it was really interesting because even as a child, I could do this. Um, I could talk to animals and plants, and they would talk back. And like at that point, it was young and innocent, right? That was not of the devil, but it was just kind of written off as an overactive imagination. And then
Mhm.
as I got older and I'd be talking to friends and be like, well, like, doesn't this happen to you? Don't you like hear these words and get these ideas and thoughts and inspirations? And they're like, no. And like, oh yeah, no, me either. I was just asking for a friend.
I think it's interesting. I think that, like, even to go back and say, like, I mean, I guess there's so many connotations about channeling, but it's also something that we do all the time. Everyone does it. Everyone does it. Like, whether you understand that that's channeling or not. And today we're in Rising and it's Mind Week. So we're talking about how to use your mind, this mind, and your heart mind to channel. And it's taking that moment of pause and saying, okay, what do I need to do here? That's literally channeling.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone that is watching this video, everyone that has not watching this video, has channeled.
Mm-hmm.
What do I do? What do
Yeah.
I do? And we like romanticize it, I think, and we spend a lot of time being like, okay, are you channeling Pleiadians? Are you channeling Orion? Are you channeling from God? Are you channeling from Mother Mary? Are you all these things of like,
Is it a
who
demon?
are you channeling
Is it
from?
ancestral?
Is this ancestral? Is this like, is this a spirit animal? Where is this information coming from? And I hate to say, and I hate that this is such a thing, we trust any of that information that we're channeling from a different source way more than the best channel that we have is channeling from our own highest self, from our own self.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So let's break down like what is channeling? How does that show up? Because you're saying everybody does it. So I'm going to use some lingo that I was raised with that is channeling. So inspiration. Um, I just had this idea come to me. I don't know where it came from, but it came at the right time, at the right place, the right everything, and it was exactly what I needed.
Gut feelings,
Gut feelings, promptings.
imagination,
Yeah, imagination.
all channeling.
Mm-hmm.
All those things are channeling. And I know so many people are like, my gut says. Like, that's a universally accepted thing. My gut told me this.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty well accepted, right? Most people are thinking, oh, yeah. But when you say, oh, I channeled this, that, oh. But I just want people to understand that we do it all the time. It's not crazy. It's not weird. And more importantly, you channel for yourself, and that's such a beautiful thing.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need someone outside of you to tell you. And Jenny and I and everyone at My Mind and Body Collective, or yeah, I almost thought I said My Meditation Collective. And I was like, that's old school. Everyone at My Mind and Body Collective believes this. Like, we are here to help you channel for you. We're here to help you connect to your own inner guidance system because you are the best channel for you.
Yeah. Yeah. And, you know, I very rarely, I kind of have some bumpers or boundaries around channeling. 100% I can channel for myself anytime I want. I can channel for my kids and Jerry because they're within my little tribe and they're, you know, we're a unit. So I can channel for them.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you like see me on the street and I walk up to you and I was like, hey, listen, I've got this message for you. Whoa. Okay, that's crossing a lot of boundaries, ethical, moral, all of that stuff. However, if you reach out to me and say, hey, can we have a session? Now you have given me permission to be in your energy, and there might be guides that are going to show up that I can channel for you because you have given that permission.
Mm-hmm.
But if we stand here and we're like, we're channeling and we're telling everybody that they need to go stock up on ramen, all the ramen you can have. And I mean, even if it's nothing, like it's a really dumb example because I don't want to get like political or anything. But like if we're doing that, like, we're always preaching what feels best for you.
Yeah.
What are you channeling within you? Because that's for you and what you need to do. And who am I to tell you what to do? Unless you ask.
And I think it's such a beautiful thing is, and also like, I love how you to like take one step back and say, I love how you say, I can channel for me anytime.
Mm-hmm.
But let's discuss why. Like, let's discuss how you can know for sure that you are channeling for you and you can know and have this clarity in it and trust. And the answer is meditation. You take your time, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but you take your time, you really spend the time and energy to connect to yourself. You have a daily meditation practice, and you spend the time in this. I talk about like this activating event, this brain moment, and this consequence. You spend the time here. You spend the time right here. So you start to know how you feel, and you start to say, okay, I'm open to receiving any information from within me or from without me, whatever that feels like. That's what meditation is about, is saying, okay, it's not about not having thoughts. It's about thoughts not having you. And just saying, okay, I'm open to receive all information that I need to receive. I'm open to everything. I'm not channeling in one particular way. I'm not focusing on one thing. I'm open to receiving all things. I am a clear channel that is open to all frequencies of light and love.
Yes, there.
Coming into me now.
Mm-hmm. For the highest good.
Of all involved.
Highest good of all involved. So the whole like I'm open to everything can be a little scary because I don't know if you believe in demons and darkness. I don't want to open up to that. So always every time you'll hear me guide a meditation, I always like set up your circle of safety, call in your guides, right? Because we want it to be a safe place to channel, and I don't like to dabble in darkness.
No.
Shadow work, different story. That's not darkness.
That's your own shadow.
That is your own shadow. And another thing, it's very rare that I'm like, hey, grandma, come talk. Right? It's, and when people ask and they find out that I can channel, they're like, oh, can you call my grandma? Can you talk to my grandpa? What about my mom or this person or that person? I'm like, no.
And some people are better at that.
Yeah, some people can. That's one of my boundaries that I put around it because I don't know where that person is right now or their energy is.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they want to talk to you. Right. And that's kind of in the realm of control that's outside of me. But if we're having a session and something or someone comes through, absolutely, I'm going to share that. But I'm not going to go reaching and searching for something that's because I don't know. I don't know that. I don't know what I don't know there. So that's one of my own personal boundaries that I set up. I just, like Jasmine was saying, allowing and receiving with light and love for the highest good and whoever shows up, bonus.
Yeah. And I feel like it's one of those things that, like, if you're interested in the definition of channeling, right? Like, so let's just even get even more basic. The definition of channeling is bringing energy in through you. Is it your highest self? Who cares what it is? Like, channeling doesn't define that. It's just bringing energy in. I am this, like, come in here. Come through me. Come through me. Light and love come through me. You can start to say, okay, I'm open to everything. So if you want to become a channel, and people ask all the time, how do you guys connect? How do you connect? How do you know who your guides are? Channeling. That's how you know. Mm-hmm. You sit your buns on the ground. I'm open to receiving. I'm open to receiving. All of it is for my love and light, for the greatest good of all. And you have to be open to receiving. We talked about this last week. Mm-hmm. You have got to be open to receiving information. And that is the biggest reason why people think that they cannot channel. Because they simply just are not open to receiving the information. They're so focused on where it's coming from. Like, I only want to talk to Grams. But what if Grandpa has some real deep shit he wants to tell you about this topic? But you're only wanting to listen to Grandma. Grandma's got nothing. So being open to receiving from whoever, whatever, stop getting so hung up on who it's coming from. If you're inviting it in from love and light, if it's for your highest good, you are receiving. The other piece of it is, well, what if a demon comes through? Okay, when you receive that information, it's here. You decide, am I bringing it in or am I dropping it? You have free will. We are born with free will to choose. Our guides can't force us to do anything, because if they could, they would be forcing us to do the right thing and we wouldn't mess it up. But we do. So that's how we know that we have free will to choose. We have free will to put down something that's good for us, and we have free will to put down something that's bad for us. And so many people get hung up. Well, what if I channeled the wrong thing? Well, you have free will to choose, my friend. You can choose what feels good to you. And if it doesn't feel good, then boop, put it down. And if Source wants that to come back around for you, it will. Mm-hmm. And then maybe you'll change your mind and decide that it's of the good for you, or you've changed your, like, there's so many things that could have changed. You've changed your beliefs, your thoughts, and now it's good for you. Yeah. Or it's still not good for you, and then you just don't do it.
Yeah. So I want to circle back to this whole, like, when we're channeling, nothing can make you do anything. Mm-hmm. And how it is so important to realize you can channel. And actually, it is part of our innate divine birthright to be connected to this source.
Yeah.
And not just for our own good. These energy beings, spirits, guides, angels, guardians, whatever you want to call them, don't have physical bodies and don't live on this planet. They have zero power here, but they still have a purpose and a mission, and they want to help us, because us doing our purpose and mission helps them fulfill theirs also. Mm-hmm. So it's really beautiful co-creating that happens. Like, they literally need us because we have the body and we can do the physical stuff here on planet Earth that they can't do anymore. And they want us to do and make all of these awesome changes. And so when we shut that down, we're living in this world of like, well, I guess I'm just here to survive.
Yes, I love that idea. When our guides want us to rise, they want us to enjoy life. They want us to, that's the reason we call it rising.
Mm-hmm.
They want us to rise. They want us to be happy. They want us to go forth. And it's such an interesting thing. And we talked about this concept of the watcher, right? When we are watching ourselves, what a beautiful perspective that is. How beautiful it is to kind of get out of your own head for a minute and watch what's happening so that you can clearly channel the right way forward. So you can clearly see and know where I need to go because I'm able to see all the things. I'm able to see this bigger picture than I am right here when I'm living in this moment.
Mm-hmm.
So when we take a moment, we sit and we meditate. Okay, what do I need to know? It's not, when I say I meditate, I'm not saying, please turn my brain off and don't think anything ever. I'm sitting here thinking, give me the purest thoughts. Give me the guidance that I need to move forward. Tell me what I don't know about a situation. Help me forward.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, to me, the purpose of channeling, the purpose of energy work, the purpose of all the things that we're doing, the purpose of me. I want to just know what's the next step that I need to take so that I can live my most pure, true, neutral, happy, sometimes sad, sometimes life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that is aligned in this purpose. And you can look back, we've done videos on what is alignment. We've done videos on receiving. And it's the watcher is a concept in yoga. And I know it's in a couple of other philosophies and they call it different things like the observer effect, stuff like that. But this is just like a concept of like instead of like trying to force yourself into thinking thoughts that you don't know how to think yet, instead go, okay, what if I was open to, I don't know how, but I'm willing to allow, show me what else is possible.
Mm-hmm. I'm open.
Because like the definition of a stupidity is doing the same thing and expecting different results. Well,
how do we do the different thing? How do we take the same situation and do a different thing?
Yeah.
We allow a different thing to happen.
Mm-hmm.
We think, we contemplate, and we move forward, which is all parts of channeling.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts, folks? Let us know your comments on this topic. Do you have specific thoughts about channeling? Do you have questions about channeling? Did we just make channeling way too simple and now you're like, I don't know. I mean, of course there is honing a skill and becoming better, but you have to know it at the basic form first, and you have to be very good. Every good channel has a meditation practice.
Mm-hmm.
Every good channel can slow things down because they have to be able to sit in it to feel. And if you can't do those two things, then you're not going to be a good channel. You could know all of the star systems. You could know all of the ancient guides. You can know all the mythology and all of the story. If you cannot sit and slow your mind down and listen and receive the information, you are not channeling. Wow, that was really...
That was like,
oh man. Sometimes I just like want to write around and be like, quote. Quotable.
And one thing that we're really big in Rising is if you don't agree with us, let's talk about it.
Yes.
Because just because this is our experience, man, if you caught me 10 years ago, I would be like, this is not my experience. And I would just leave. But I feel like one of the biggest problems in our society, we don't talk with other people to understand and see the different perspectives. A Course in Miracles says that a miracle, they define a miracle as a shift in perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Just seeing something a little bit differently is a miracle. And so, we're not going to fight you because that's not how we roll. We don't deal with trolls. But if you disagree, let's talk about it. Why do you see it a different way? And maybe you might open up our minds to see it a different way too. Or we might, or we might agree to disagree. And that's okay too, because it's all within, for us, love and light. And we're just here to share our personal experience. And man, after years of shutting it down, and then, well, I gotta, like, this is real, this is legit. Now, how do I retrain this muscle and build it stronger?
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing. Oh my gosh.
And it really does come from sitting, listening to yourself, taking the time, being able to receive that, being able to receive and say, okay, I'm receiving it. That doesn't mean that I have to do anything with it. That doesn't mean that it has control over me. That doesn't mean that I have to agree with all the things. And that doesn't mean that I have to agree with it forever. It just means I'm receiving it. I'm deciding. I'm moving with it, or I'm letting it go. What does that mean for you? And we get so hung up on all of the things, who it's coming from, where it's going, blah, 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 blah. Stop. Actually receive it, and then you'll know what to do. You will know. In Rising, ask the question, when you really take the time to properly receive information, how does that feel? Do you have clarity in this moment? Yes, you do. You do. Everyone said yes. You do. And it's powerful. If you want to join us in Rising 10 is the code. You get $10 off your first month.
Yeah. And you can also join us Wednesday nights, same place. And we will be doing card readings. Channeling is a form of card reading is a form of channeling. So we'll be doing card readings and meditation. So you can start to practice building up that mindfulness muscle. Just like, if you want to get stronger biceps or stronger abs, you got to do curls or sit-ups. You want to get a stronger mind that's more resilient and can start to create what you want in life instead of just reacting to what's happening to you. Build your mindfulness muscle. And we do that through meditation.
Yes.
We do that Wednesday nights.
Tomorrow. Wednesday. Yeah. Tomorrow is Wednesday, not Tuesday. Tomorrow's Wednesday. At 7 o'clock.
Mountain Standard Time.
At 7 Mountain Standard Time. Okay. Any final thoughts, Jenny?
No, I'm fired up about this.
I'm ready. I'm so ready for readings tomorrow, and I'm ready for meditation tomorrow and to see where we go together. Okay. We love you guys, and we will see you tomorrow.